5th. I hope you paid your rent, and I hope you paid your mortgage or whatever it is that you have to pay. The 5th is the last day of the month. Oh, last day to pay your rent to avoid a late fee. I hope you ladies are doing fantastic. My name is Gloria Ward, and I'm the founder of the I'm Loving Me Project. For all of those who are new, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Our list has grown so much, and I just keep asking you guys to continue to spread the word, continue to um, let women know that this is the place where they can come and live their highest and truest self and participate in some of our activities. We have virtual workshops now. We have courses for you now. We have other coaches for you now who are dynamic. And we're also now gearing up where we have our merchandise. Look, I'm giving away some shirts. Now, this is a sweater. I can't give this away. This actually costs a little bit more. But I do have some shirts that I want to be able to give you guys. Everybody who participates in Inspiration in 30 with me each and every morning, all of you who come on the interviews we have at night, all that stuff. I do have some t-shirts for you. But isn't this hoodie dope? Oh man, I just put it on today. Look, I just put it on today and I was just like, it looks good, it fits well. I mean, and the weather is perfect for it where it's not so thick, but it's, okay. Where you can wear it and you can kind of like, jazz it up. But for me, I just keep it regular and I'm short. So you can't see the whole thing. But if I move my microphone out the way, you'll be able to see. Right. So I do have some shirts I want to give to you. I have some I'm Loving Me shirts. I have Empower Her sessions shirts for all of you who came to the Empower Her sessions. And I also have some Girls Leap shirts for all of my business women. I have a lot. I have a couple of stuff here that I'm gonna give away. But the only way you could get one is you have to send me your address and information at the email address, imlovingme.net. So you have to send it to info@imlovingme.net, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to just compile all of them together, package all of them together, send them all out. Right. So we have a couple for everybody who responded. We'll have those probably going out today when I get back. And then everyone else, as you guys come in, I'm going to try to send out at least a lot once a week, as much as I can. But I just think that this is dope. And what I would love for you guys to do is once you get your t-shirt, take a picture of your t-shirt, just like um, my friend Miss Lisa did, and send it to us because we want to see who's in our tribe, right? We want to see all of the beautiful ladies who are a part of the project, who are members with us. We want to be able to see the tribe and just to see what you do and what's going on with you. So I hope everybody had a great weekend. Also, we having our own Pink Week that's coming the 19th through the 25th. So our own Pink Week, if you go to pinkweek.imlovingme.net, you will see all of the events that we have there. We're going to have a virtual DJ set, which I'm excited about, where we're going to be, hey, Kim, we're going to be at a location with a DJ and everything. We're gonna have our pink on. We're gonna dance and we're gonna be online. If you live in Atlanta and you want to come out, you can. If you don't, you can see it virtually. But it's gonna be a virtual event, which is gonna be dope. And we're all doing this for breast cancer awareness. We're partnering with a wonderful organization just to make sure we can help them raise money and really just do our part. This is the time where, we do this 365 days, but this is really a time where our women get to stand out. We get to learn more about breast cancer. We get to learn how to take care of ourselves. We get to learn all these wonderful things. So we'll be asking you guys to donate. We'll be asking you guys to purchase one of our love t-shirts. It's not ready yet. The t-shirt's not ready yet, but they will be. So you'll see everything coming out so fast at one time. Like we've been working around the clock trying to get things done and out there. But you can go to the website, you can see the events that we have, and you can participate any way you want to. We're going to have a breast cancer survivor on this evening at 7 p.m. So Deandra Harmony. So please come back and check that out. And also, what else we have? And also, I'll be doing an interview. I will have to let you guys know where. I think it's on Instagram or something like that. Uh, I'll let you guys know later once I really find out the details. But we got so much stuff going on. But what I want to talk about today in this Inspiration in 30 is not, about me or anything like that. This is all about you. And what I want you to ask yourself, and I want to ask you, is what inspires you, right? What inspires you? What inspires you to get up in the morning? What inspires you to do what you do? You know, is your inspiration coming from something positive or negative, right? When I was doing my inspiration this morning, because I do my own inspiration before I come talk to you, because I want to be able to be prepared. I want to be able to have myself in this space where I could talk to you about anything. And one of the things that I came across was something that TD Jake said, and he said, "The enemy is within me. It is not the enemy outside that I battle. It's the enemy that's inside." And one of the things that he talked about was we battle with the fact of being our old self, and also battling with the person that we want to be. And the reason why we battle back and forth, because our old self is a place of comfortability, which we know and understand by now, right? We talk about that all the time. But what was so interesting is he said it is so hard to change into the person that we want to be, because we can control that broken, that, raped, that molested, that heartbreaking person. We can control that because that is familiar to us. And we know how that feels. We know how it works. We know how to deal with it every day. When we are trying to become something else, we don't know what that is, because we don't have that feeling of true peace. We don't have that feeling of true self-love. We don't have that feeling of actually experiencing the joy and the love and the laughter that we're looking for. We want it, but because we never experienced it and we don't know how it truly feels, it's easy to stay in the place that we can control. So what we do is we look for inspiration, something that we know that we can use to continuously move us to where we want to be. But that inspiration sometimes is either positive or negative, right? And what we have to be able to do is while we are looking at that inspiration, we have to be able to always see it as something positive, so that we can get to where we want to be, and not something negative where we think we're moving but we're stuck. And so when I heard that, I was like, damn, this man done spit some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. How many times when we talked about, our programming, right? How many times when we play in that recording in our head, it feels good to us because we said, damn, I wish I should have said that. And damn, I wish I should have done this and that, right? How many times when we are in our comfort zone, we feel like, okay, this is, all we could get, all we can do. And then when we see something that we want, that fear kicks in, right? And that's because it's unfamiliar. I know for myself, when he was talking, I was just thinking about some examples. I was saying to myself, I was like, damn, what can I think of that I that I do where I know that I stay in that place of comfortability, right? And for me, and I hope he's not listening because y'all know I be talking about my ex-husband, and he does listen sometimes, but he don't really give me no slack about it. But he was able to be, blessed recently with some money, right? So I said, well, how much money are you going to give me? And he like, what? And I'm up there like, yeah, for pain and suffering, right? I said, for pain and suffering, right? And he ignored me in the beginning. And then I just said, well, I didn't see anything that came through. And he was like, you want some money for real? I'm like, yeah. All the pain, all the pain and suffering I went through and all the stuff that I had to endure. I mean, something, right? And I just said to myself when I was listening to TD Jakes talk this morning, I did say it as a joke, but in all honesty, I did mean it. You know what I'm saying? Because something in me is holding on to that piece that's saying, you know what? You kind of owe me for the rest of your life, right? Like you're the reason why, and you're the reason this. And I was laughing at myself because I said, how often do we do that where we stay so connected to our pain and we get so used to it to the point where we use it against people, to guilt people, and to do all kind of stuff, and it doesn't come out until you're in an argument, or they come into some money or anything like that, right? And so when TD Jakes was talking, I was just like, damn, like, okay, you on this journey, Glow, and you are pushing yourself forward. But if you said that you let go this pain, then you really got to let it go. You know what I'm saying? You have to find something else that inspires you. You can't just keep going back when you want to, opening and cutting up that wound in order for you to get what you want, because it doesn't work that way. You get what I'm saying? You can't just keep throwing stuff in people's faces about what they did to you, how you felt, and how you was a victim, where that was a long time ago, right? You are telling yourself you're going to go ahead and find somebody better and take a step up and do all that. Either you're going to let it go, or you're going to sit up there and continue to chop at that wound and chop at that wound and chop at that wound. Because in order for us to get to where we want to be, we have to be able to be inspired by something different, right? Because my inspiration, like I told you guys, even growing up, came from not being like how my family was, right? And then when that went away, I had to find another thing that inspired me, right? And once I found another thing, I'm sorry, once I found another thing that inspired me, stop. Once I found another thing that inspired me, then I went on to that, right? But all those things that inspired me was things that happened that hurt me. Does that make sense? Like my inspiration for change was because I was hurt. And so I'm saying today, when that runs out, or when you're looking at what you're doing right now, and you look at your life, what is it that inspires you? Right? Because the point he was trying to make, and this is what I want you to hear. The point he was trying to make was, do not allow outside influences to inspire who you are. You have to know who you are and know the role that God plays in your life in order to keep yourself grounded and inspired because it is you who battle with yourself in order to make change. These people out here have nothing to do with what's going on within you, right? They may have contributed to some of the events that have taken place in your life, but they're not responsible for how you feel. They're not responsible for for you taking your life to the next level. They're not responsible for all of the happiness and the beauty and the self-love that you should have for yourself, right? That comes within. But because of the outside influences, it has created this double personality. I don't know if you guys ever felt it, where you are confident in some things and then other things you struggle with, right? Where you're good at something, but then you struggle in other ways. And it's this constant battle. That's why he said it's the enemy within, right? But when we find that inspiration, y'all, and that inspiration can be, you know, the fact that now that you're in the space that you're in right now, that you are inspired by the woman you're becoming. You know what I'm saying? You're inspired by that woman you were, and you are allowing her to finally grow. You inspired to see what the future holds for yourself. You are inspired by what dreams and aspirations and talents and everything that God has put in you, where you can spread it out to the world. You know what I mean? You're inspired by seeing how you've raised your kids as a good mom or a grandmother now. And you're saying to yourself, damn, you know what? I broke so many generational curses. Look at my family now. And this is how we're going to, go and move on in life. This is the legacy that I wanted to leave for my kids. See, we always allow other things on the outside to dictate how we feel. Where really, if we can defeat the enemy within, if we can go ahead and be inspired by ourselves and just who we are, we will be able to see just how much we can do. Because we have to remember, all of us were born with a gift. All of us was born with everything that we needed to live, to love, to laugh, to do everything in this world, right? God gave us everything. Man is here to discover who he is. That's why we're here. We're here to discover who we are, use our talents, and take it out there into the world, right? But if we have no inspiration and we're battling that enemy within, we can't do that because we're so conflicted that we get stuck, right? But if we dig deep, and we talked about digging deep, right? And we find her in there, and we see that we do love her, we do enjoy spending time with her. We don't need some outside influences to dictate how we're going to feel. We'll start to rise, right? The more time that I spend alone with myself, the more I start to recognize something new about myself. Like this weekend, we had did some COVID testing, right? On Saturday. And so when we did the testing, it was only for like 2 hours. Um, they had the music going and we was trying to get people to get out and vote, get a COVID test, do the census, all that stuff. And it just clicked to me where I was like, damn, Gloria, I see why you do what you do. And it's just, effortless. It's because you love community, because that's how I grew up. Y'all, can I tell y'all, I'm out there dancing. I got the sign in my hand. I'm swirling around like them people that you see to come into the store, right? And I loved every minute of it. I loved every minute of it because community to me is important because that's how I grew up. That's to me what kept me safe. That to me is what grew me up to be the person that I am today. With all of the good and the bad and all that stuff, it was community. And everyone around me in my community served some kind of purpose to either get me to the next step in life or teach me a lesson. And when I thought about that, I was inspired by it because I say now I fully understand that everything that happened to me in my life and was still going on is happening for a reason. And you know what that reason is? Is that your thoughts and your mind are changing. You get what I'm saying? You're not growing up, but you are becoming more aware of yourself. That's what I was saying to myself. Like, Glow, you becoming more aware of yourself. And you know how women say, hey, when you get in your 40s, you just stop caring. That's when you really start to live. That's when you really start to, figure out who you are. I get it now because you're going to learn eventually, right? You're going to get it eventually. Everybody gets it eventually. But what you learn is what's important to you. What you start to discover is what inspires you to be you. What brings out the real you? What is it that is in you that just makes you so excited? Those are the things that you're supposed to be doing. Though that's when you take action, right? We have to understand that getting caught up on the outside is not the business. That is when we were 20 years old, in our teens, maybe our 30s, trying to figure out exactly what we wanted to do with our life, right? And if you in that 30, 35 point and hitting 40 like me or older, something is turning in your mind every day that's saying, this is not it. I know there's more. I know there's more to life than what it is that I'm doing right now. That is you trying to come out. That is the real you trying to come out. When you start asking yourself questions and you start to question who's around you, what's going on with you, why your life is the way it is, that is the real you trying to surface. When you are making excuses and you're trying to hold yourself back and you're saying not now because I don't know how this is going to work out, that is that comfortable side of you that wants you to stay stuck and stay there because, again, like TD Jakes said, it is that enemy within that is comfortable and it understands you and it knows you and it has a hold on you. And because it has a hold on you, it's telling you all the things that you want to hear because really deep down inside, the real you who wants to come out is so afraid of the unfamiliar that you would just stay where you are. But the great thing about that is, and that's why God is so good, that voice, that little small still voice that they talk about, never gives up on you. And you know what I'm talking about. That small, still voice never gives up on you. It keeps nagging you and nagging you. It keeps saying, hey, why is my life like this? Hey, I know I can do better. Hey, I know I got a dream for my life. I know I should be doing something more. I know this person is not right for me. I just don't feel, that's the big thing. I just don't feel right when I'm doing this. And this just don't feel right. See, that's the real you, right? Saying, let me out, let me out, let me out. Let me take over and show you what life can truly be. But we stay so conflicted because when we paying attention to the outside world, they sit up there and they tell us so much stuff, we don't even know what to believe. That's why it's important to get by yourself and to read and to know and learn to get yourself to know who you are, to get to know yourself a little bit better. That's what I was trying to say. Because when we don't sit down to get to know ourselves more, how do we know what we like? Can any of you ladies who are on right now tell me what inspires you? Something that is not outside of you. What inside of you inspires you? If you know it, post it for me, because I am really curious about it, because this shit is hard when you sit and you look at it, right? I only had the question down, right? When I was doing it, because I was like, well, what is it about me that inspires me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it about me that inspires me? Why do I have to ask myself that question 2, 3, 4 times? You know what I'm saying? Because the society says, if you start to say, well, I'm inspired by, you know, my work ethic, the way I am as a person, I love people. Oh my God, you're selfish. You know, you're vain. You're thinking about, only you. You're so conceited. They give you all that, right? They give you all that. But that is the secret. That is the secret to catapulting your life to the next level. Right. My faith and my mental fortitude to be strong through Candace, yes. You know what I'm saying? But we only find that inspiration within ourselves, right? When we discover that the old you and the new you are in battle with each other constantly. And eventually you got to choose a side. Because if you carrying both of these things around for the rest of your life, you're going to be stuck because you're never going to get anywhere. You get what I'm saying? You're just going to be going back and forth like a ping pong ball. But the way to progress is to find out what inspires you, and you have to be able to let that other thing go, like truly let it go. You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I know it's crazy because we say, well, Glow, I want to make the right decision. Excuse me. I don't want to go out there and, feel something inside of me and knowing that it's right. And then it turns out to be wrong. So what? You learned the lesson. You keep going. Right? You look at those things. You look at those things that influence what you want to do, and you able to make a good decision, right? But at the same time, you got to know what inspires you in here, because that's the only thing that's going to wake you up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that will wake you up in the morning. That's the only thing that's going to get you to say, you know what? I'm going to get up and I'm going to try again today. But that old you, Trust me, Candace, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Tanisha, yes. That old you wants to keep a hold on you, wants to chill out with you, wants you to be lazy. Like, why you got to do all that work? Why don't you just chill? Watch a little TV. I mean, this dude, at least you got somebody. Even though he don't want you, you could just go ahead and, take the power back. You just go ahead and sleep with him for what you want. And then when you done, you done. You ain't got to worry about it because you going to control this situation. Nah, you don't have to worry about, going out for that job. They ain't going to give it to you anyway. And if they do give it to you, they're going to give you all this work and they're not going to pay you for it. Come on. All this stuff we tell ourselves each and every day that is holding us back is the enemy that we fight, right? It's the enemy that we fight. And that enemy is not outside, it's within us. But if we don't have no inspiration to talk to the real one, the real woman inside of us who is busting to get out, she's never going to have a voice. She's just going to keep talking to you like, hey, I don't think this dude is good for me. Hey, I don't think I'm really feeling like I should go back to school so I can get a better job. Something in my mind. Don't we say that a lot, ladies? Right? Something in my mind keeps telling me to take this step, to do this. For the last couple of days, I've been thinking about this person because I know I should be doing something with them. That's homegirl. That's the real one in you. That's pushing you and pushing you like, come on, come on, come on. Listen to me for once. Hear what I got to say. It is not hard. It won't be easy, but I got you. Don't worry about it. But why do we let the enemy win all the time that's within us? Because we know how that works. We know what the outcome is going to be. We know how to be broken. And that's some sad shit to say. We know how to have a broken heart. You know what I mean? We know what it feels like to be disappointed. We know what it feels like to be sad. We know what it feels like to be triggered. And so when it happens, it doesn't affect us that much. But we don't know what it means to truly love ourselves and to walk in confidence and to truly stand in the room and say, I love myself so much. You know what? I don't give a damn what y'all say. I'm going to do me. And I'm going to live my life to the fullest. And I'm going to be everything that God has told me to be. Right? And I don't care who likes it. Because it's not for you to like. It's for me to enjoy. It is my life. It is what he gave me. And I'm going to do what he told me to do. And that's go out and spread love into the world and give my gifts and talents until the day I die. That's it. That's the real homegirl in you. And that's what she's waiting on. She's waiting on you to say those things out loud so that we can get rid of that enemy within. She's waiting for you to find that inspiration inside of you so that you can go ahead and take your life to the next level. That's all. Right? How do you defeat the enemy? Get uncomfortable. When that voice comes every 5 minutes in my head. Right? My calendar is so booked and, I'm on my period right now. I just want to drink my tea, talk to y'all, and sit in one space. That's what my mind is telling me to do, right? That's what my mind is telling me to do. But the real person inside of me is like, Glow, you got to push through. You gotta get to work. You gotta make things happen. You have to be you. You have to be that light, right? So who are you going to listen to? What inspires you? If that woman is not inspiring you and that enemy is inspiring you more, you got a lot of work to do because it's holding you. It's holding you back, right? It's holding you back. We doing another Empower Her Soul session about confidence. And people think that they're confident until they actually see what it really means to be confident. Because you might be confident in some areas and some things, but most of the time we only confident around people who we think and know are lower than us, right? But when we go into a room where we feel like people are higher than us or more influential than us, then our confidence go in the toilet, right? So your confidence is conditional. So we have our coach Ellie Curry coming to tell us what it means to really be confident and to tell us some principles behind it, because it works at your job. It works when you are in relationships. It allows you to set healthy boundaries. It allows you to do all those things. Nobody ever told me anything about being confident. You know, it's kind of like what Kevin Hart said. I was told, say it with your chest, right? Mean what you say and say what you mean and stick to it. To me, that's being a person of your word. That ain't confidence. That's just making sure what you say it out loud for people to hear, but that does not mean that's how you feel, right? How do we start to let that enemy go within us so that we can be inspired? Whenever she starts to talk to you and tell you you could chill, you don't need that, just invite them over, do all that stuff, and you know that it's not the right thing for you to do, I want you to tell her, you ain't gonna get me this time. And do it with a smile. Do it with a smile. You say, you ain't gonna get me this time. Nah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna listen to my other homegirl, right? Who says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that you don't have to beg anybody for no love, that you got so much love in you that the right man is coming for you, right? That job is yours. You work hard every day for it. That business is yours. You are smart. You can do it. You can make the money you want. You can fight through that diagnosis. You can make sure that you take your life to the next level. Right? It's not going to be easy because you want to be comfortable, but guess what? The more you talk to me, the more comfortable you're going to get. The more that you hear my voice, the more comfortable you're going to get. The more that you take action on my end, the more comfortable you're going to get. And the next thing you know, it's just going to be normal that you singing your own praises and you inspiring yourself to move yourself to the next level. Just like how we practiced, being in the state of heartbreak and all that stuff that we were in, is the same kind of talk that we got to talk to get us to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not going to defeat that enemy unless we talk to it. What Jesus say, y'all? Didn't Jesus say something like that in the Bible? Does speak to those things, something like that? I don't know. But I remember something that said, he spoke to whatever, and whenever he spoke to it, that's what it was. You know what I mean? I don't know, but you get the message. But that is what it takes. That's what it takes. You got to speak to those things that you want, and you got to know that it's yours. right? You got to know that is yours. And that's the beauty of it, y'all, because nobody is stopping us but ourselves. Yeah, Heather, there it is. Speak to those things as if they are. That's exactly what we got to do. And you know, it's so crazy. I keep telling y'all, I don't know the Bible, but I know the lessons, like the different portions. But if you tell me what the scripture is and all that, I don't know none of that. I just know the lessons. And the way to defeat the enemy is to speak to those things as if they are. Isn't that a beautiful message? In order for me to get out of what I am, what I'm in, I got to speak to what it is that I want and where I want to be. And then just believe and have faith that it's already done. And then I'm on my way. And any encounter that I have and any obstacle that I encounter, if I continuously believe and know who I am without question and whose I am and who my father is and who I belong to, no obstacle in hell can hold me because it's only there because I haven't faced it before. You get what I'm saying? It's only there because I need to learn a lesson. And once I learn that lesson, then I'm back on my bike and I'm going. I'm doing something else. And I'm waiting for the other obstacle and the other obstacle. And if things don't work out at all, well, God damn it, that was a good ride. And I learned a great lesson. And I know what to do for next time. And that is how you start to discover yourself, how strong you are, how confident you are, how much love you have in your heart. You start to see so much stuff about yourself. And it will inspire you to keep going. I promise you. You know? So try it. When that enemy try to come to you today, and you like, oh, this motherfucker at work trying to get me, and I can't, just be like, you know what? I'm going to speak to those things as if they are. You know, I already know that I woke up this morning. I am so blessed. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get through this day with joy and grace and just know that I'm giving my time and my talents to something that I love. And if it ain't something that I love, I'm going to work on what I love later. I'm going to put together what I love later because that's what brings me real joy. You know what I mean? So that's all I got for you guys. I try to make this 30 minutes, but it always go on long as I really get into my stuff. But all 6 of you who are on, if you haven't sent me your address, send me your address so I can send you a shirt. This is a hoodie. I only have one hoodie, but I have plenty of shirts that I can send you. Just send the email to info@imlovingme.net and I'll make sure that I get them in the mail today when I get back home. Okay. So send it to me. info@imlovingme.net. Make sure you take a look at the pink week calendar so that you can participate. And tonight we have a interview with a breast cancer survivor who I can't wait to talk to. I hope you join us at 7 o'clock and I'll let you know what else I'm doing at 7:30. Okay. I holla at you. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. And I'll see you soon. Bye.